Good morning, traders. It's Thursday morning, 6:19, and we're going to start looking at the UJ as a example. I start off with looking at my Sonic Dragon chart. I have four monitors, so I have the benefit of being able to have several charts up at a time. And this is usually what I start with, looking at that chart. I've traded that very successfully over on the Sonic Thread. Uh, TAH Trader at Home is the one that designed this indicator, and he's very good at that, and it works. I made a lot of money on that system, but I scalp, and they basically over there are talking about position trading, which happens not to be my thing. Any rate, we open up the Dragon chart, Sonic chart, and we can see that we do have a downward bias. You can see the Dragon, which is a combination of the 34 EMA high, 34 EMA low, and that's the 89 EMA. So we look up here, we can see the bias started yesterday on yesterday's daily open. You can see the price was below the Dragon, and Dragon was below the EMA, and then price went down from there and went right through the whole number, cut through it like a hot knife through butter, went all the way down, and then we ended up with the daily open for today. We had our usual ranging Asian session, which is normal, and then we started picking up activity towards the end of the Asian day, and it was going into the London Open, which is down in here. So this kind of gives us an idea of what the bias is for the day. You can bring this up to different charts, go up to M30, take a look. You can go up to H1, you get a little bit different picture, but I usually like to look at about the 15-minute chart. You can even go down to the 1 minute and the 5 minute if you're really a scalper and you really want to get into some of those quick pips and short pips. I don't do that. Okay, go back to the 15. So we can look at this. We see that we've got on this chart we have the day candles red. The H1 is green. Day one, it's all below. So right now we don't have any agreement on the candles. So we would actually have a trade now based on the rules. So we'll just take that chart, keep that chart in mind, and we're going to go over to our actual entry chart. It's the same thing, USD, but regular candles, not the HAs. Again, it'll depict the same thing over there, but it's just going to be real tight so you can see the actual candle movement. Now what we're going to be looking for trades today, we're going to be looking at trading from the round numbers. This midpoint is 5 pips, and this is 5 pips, so this is 10 pips from here to here. We try to exploit that. This is the 1 hour candle. We try to exploit that move when that 1 hour candle would get up here and hit or touch or breach the next round number. That would be the setup for a trade. In this particular case, it would not be a long entry because it's below the open line, and this is still going to be a red for the day candle. So going by the rules, you would wait for all of this to be a confirmation by breaching and breaking the open line, and then we have all of our candles in agreement, which would be green at that time, and then you could be looking for trading from these different levels. What I usually do, sometimes I will set a order, say for a buy stop up here. If this in fact was a setup for a buy, which it is not, but just an example, I'd set a buy stop here and maybe a sell limit order here, and then my EA would take over, and whatever, if the long was hit or the short was hit, it would be an OCO, order cancel order. So the opposing order would be canceled, so you don't have to worry about dragging and closing out a trade. You'd automatically be in the trade, and the other order would be canceled. Also, the EA is going to be set up to take profits for me when it hits my profit target, which in this case is going to be 5 pips. It'll give me a stop, which I'm setting up a stop loss, which is hidden for 10 pips. And then I've got another stop in there, which they call an emergency stop, which is about 15 or 20 pips, which is a hard stop. In case your system goes down or the internet, whatever, you've got a hard stop with the broker, so that would take you out. The other stops are hidden stops, and they would not take you out if you have any kind of communication problem with the broker. So right now, as we're looking at this, we can see we don't actually have a trade based on the rules. Sometimes do I take these counter trend trades? Yes, most certainly I do. Do I know the risk reward before I go into the trade? I most certainly do. It's all about risk reward. If you have the temperament for the risk reward and you're ready to go in and give it a shot, do so. As a new trader, I would suggest do not do that. Stick by the rules. If it's a down bias, everything's red, go short. Don't do any counter trend trades. Uh, you could get stuck, and you don't want to do that. If you don't have enough screen time and you don't have a feel for the rhythm of a currency, it's better to go by the rules. As time progresses and you gain more experience, you have more screen time, and then every now and then you're going to break a rule. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. It's not a good habit, but we all do it. Sometimes I make a lot of pips that way, sometimes I lose a few. But again, you have to understand it's all about risk reward. So this is the chart that we would actually be making our trades from, and then occasionally we'd be going back over to this chart. Now I happen to be switching for the sake of the video, but here when I trade, I have 4 monitors, so I have 4 different charts up on different monitors, and I'm allowed the benefit of being able to look at them at one time and not be switching around. So screen space is not a problem or an issue for me. Some people it is. You're trading a laptop, you've got one monitor, so you're switching back and forth. I take my excuse me, my charts, and I can drag them and move them around from monitor to monitor, so that kind of works out nice. Anyway, what we're going to do is make a few more videos as time goes on. We're going to use these couple of templates. I don't have the templates. I don't have the indicators. I'm not going to furnish them. This isn't about that at this thread. This is a commercial thread. So what I will do is discuss the trading styles. We will discuss entries and exits and some methodology. But if you want to actually get chart setups, you want indicators, you want rules, you'd have to visit those specific threads to do that. I'm not going to offer that here. I'm not the originator of any of these indicators or any of these ideas. I just put them all together and I come up with something that works for me as a scalper. Hope it works for you too. Stay green, my friends.